Arnold is here again.
No, we can't use him in a movie because he had a heart surgery and he keeps asking to be in action films, and that seems dangerous. Tell him I'm not in.
I had him on speaker. He heard everything you just said.
Tell her to send me in!
Send him in.
Mr. Executive, I'm glad you let me be in an action-packed box office smash summer blockbuster hit movie.
Arnold, easy. Nobody said that.
But am I correct in guessing that no one has also said the opposite of that?
Oh, boy.
Good! You've looked at the script for the movie I want to star in, where my character, Jonathan O, has his son kidnapped by his former employee from the CIA, and the only way to get him back is to head a group of covert teenage spies posing as a singing group to sneak into a foreign country to fight their way back to get his son. It's titled, Oh Boy!
That makes no sense.
Alright, then, Mr. Smarty Pants, why don't you give me a movie with a less complicated plot and easier characters' names to pronounce?
Okay, you're going to star as the head of private security force, Jericho Kane, who decides to investigate the attempted shooting of a client, which turns into a fight against the devil over his potential wife during New Year's Eve.
That's a movie that makes sense?
No, but everyone else turned it down, and we put too much into it to turn back now.
Oh, okay, I'll do it.
Good, good. It's called End of Days.
They irritate the irritated, flex perplexities, poise puzzles, magnify mysteries, impose inquiries, and coagulate quandaries. But more importantly, they ask one question.
Why would you make this?
Hello everyone, welcome and thank you for listening. This is Why Would You Make This, the only podcast to be in cahoots with the devil, but not really because it's only a trick and he doesn't know it yet, which makes you ask the question, why would you make this? I am Jimmy Time, I'm joined by my co-hosts, Skylar. What's going on, dude?
Hey, everything's going on pretty well this time.
Oh, cool. And J Delta, what it is.
Wagwai, Mary Wagwai.
Very well.
Yeah.
Alright, so, we watched End of Days, right?
Yeah, I forgot how long this movie. You texted me about it, but man, this movie is long.
93-day long film.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
These days never end.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
Immediate lie.
Yeah.
So, End of Days was the 1999 fantasy, action, horror, thriller, I think other things as well.
I never could know what it was. I couldn't follow it. Sci-fi?
Yeah, sure.
Crime?
Yeah.
Who done it?
Mystery?
No.
There's
Yeah.
definitely like a detective element, so it's like maybe noir.
I don't know.
Dude, but this is where, at the end of the century, Satan visits New York in search of a bride. It's up to an ex-cop who runs an elite security outfit to stop him. The film was released in 1999 in 4 different countries.
This is one of those
Excuse me,
movies.
No, sorry. This film was released after 1999 in 4 different countries.
Whoops.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they were just like, oh, this will be an interesting story of the past. And then, like,
Well, it's just
That's what could have happened.
yeah.
at least like 2012 came out in 2012.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you can be like, well, maybe. I mean, it's November, but there's still a couple months left.
I don't know. The world's a crazy place.
You released it like 2014. It's like, wow. I mean,
Alright, so, this film, of course, was lost in translation. A lot of places called it End of Days, or Last Day, or The Last Day. Germany called it End of Days, Night Without Tomorrow.
well, yeah. I mean, the day is ended. Yeah.
Czech Republic, Greece, Russia, and Ukraine all called it End of the World.
Okay.
France called it The End of Time. Croatia called it Start of the End. Slovenia called it The Beginning of the End. Poland called it And It Will End. Italy called it Days Continue.
Whoa. What?
Wait. You sure about that one?
I don't know. I didn't look into it.
Spoiler alert. Days continued.
Yeah, keep going. Hungary called it Judgment Day. This I thought was funny. Romania, the film in Romania was called Apocalypsa, but that translates to Revelation. Not Revelations.
Just
Like
just
the book of-
one.
Just Revelation.
He had one.
Yeah.
Someone had one.
Oh.
Instead of the movie being, the movie's, and finally, this wouldn't translate except for the second half. So Turkey called the film Satanin Day.
Satan Day? Satan Day?
Yeah.
No, not Satan.
No,
Not Satan.
oh, sorry.
Satanin.
Satanin Day. Alright, so the film budget was
My God.
Wow.
$100 million.
Holy shit.
Apparently,
Estimated.
Estimated.
Might have round up.
Yeah.
$100 million.
Zeros.
Estimated means it was more than that.
That's insane. Because they definitely spent more on marketing. So.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Wow.
They made $66 million in the U.S., but they made $212 million.
Oh, wow,
worldwide,
okay,
so they
yeah.
made their money back.
Yeah, it's Arnold, so like,
Oh, yeah.
even if he's past his prime, you put it in one of those other countries.
Yeah, I figure like Italy and stuff, or like just any of those like countries where religion is really big, you know. Like,
Oh, I was thinking we're like Arnold is still really big. Like,
sure.
like, oh no, we got Terminator 2 a couple years
Probably
ago.
like a Venn diagram where like just all the Baltic states cross over.
where it's
big, yeah.
they have big in religion and are also just getting Arnold.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right there. Alright, so let's go on to the best hour.
Our favorite hour.
The Troy McClure Hour. Hi, I'm Troy McClure, and you'll recognize me from such respectful religious interpretations as the Jesus Christ Bang Bang Shoot 'em Up Hour, or Muhammad's Kablam! Short cartoons made by kids with pro-Muslim messages. So, of course, we're not going to talk about Jericho Kane, or Christine York,
Yeah.
or the one of 4 different names I read that the character, the devil, has, because he's like the man, he's the devil, he's the banker, he's the devil's body, like the devil's vessel, like,
Wow.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so no, forget about that. Kevin Pollak plays Bobby Chicago.
Oh my God.
He's in, like, The Usual Suspects, The Whole 9 and 10 Yards.
Yeah.
Apparently he played Cupid in the Santa Claus 2 and 3.
Might have missed that one.
Yeah.
I can't picture him in a diaper, but I'm glad that I can.
Yeah.
Next, CC Pounder plays Detective Marge Francis. You'll recognize her, maybe, as Moat in Avatar, the blue one. Not the last
Moat.
Airbender one.
I don't remember there being a moat.
She was
in 2.
She was blue?
Has 2 come out yet?
No, 2 hasn't come
She's
out.
gonna be in 2 then.
Oh.
I don't know, dude. Look, I went to her page and they were like, she was in 2, and the next movie she's gonna be in is 5. Avatar 5, yeah.
Oh,
I was like, what? Yeah, so, but she was also the voice of, like, Amanda Waller, a lot of Batman stuff.
Okay,
and
yeah.
She was on NCSI New Orleans and Warehouse 13.
Did she
Roger.
play Amanda Waller in...
Just the voice.
Okay, I didn't know if she played her in the Suicide Squad. Yeah.
It didn't say. No, I don't think that was her. I didn't see the movie to know.
looked like her.
I don't know. Couldn't even tell you if it was a black woman. I got no idea.
I don't see how people look.
Yeah, face or color or any of that. I'm sure, Mr. Chang played a fine Amanda Waller. So we have, finally, Roger Steiger. I'm so bad at German names.
Yeah.
Is that it? Steiger? He plays Father Kovac. IMDb thinks you'll recognize him in movies from the 50s and 60s, but you probably have a better chance of recognizing him as General Death.
Alright, yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. I knew he looked familiar.
He
He gets shrunk.
Yeah. It's
That's-
not shot or shrunk or whatever.
No, he gets shrunk and then stepped on,
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
which is a horrible way to go.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, what's a good way to go? Well, anyway. You can see the full cast and crew at IMDb.com. So, let's start the film. Okay, let's start the film.
2 hours.
Yeah, we're gonna try to really not dwell on this.
Yeah.
Even though it's impossible. The film opens with clear flames over religious iconography as credits roll for 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, God!
It didn't start yet.
I'm trying
I don't-
not to waste time, but they do it so well. We go to Vatican City, Rome, 1979, and a priest frantically unscrolls a scroll, and just seeing him unscroll a scroll, I went, how did they never think to just chop it up? Put it in a book, like, rings or, like, I just seeing that, I was like, what shit are we doing today that people are gonna go, they're so dumb. They were dumb as shit.
You can't chop it up because you need the whole picture. Like, what do you open the book and you're like, alright, well that's what that half looks like, but the map, now I gotta turn to the next. That is like an atlas. It's not the same.
It's all on a fast roll. If you pull it out fast enough, it has a little character in the corner of each little page. And it does a little running animation when you pull it out.
I was equating it to like how smartphones are. How we used to just be like scroll, but now things are kind of like pages where you flick them.
Yeah,
it's
alright.
Like the same thing. We're like, why are we scrolling forever? And to show you how much faith I had in this film, for some reason I thought about scrolling was silly, how nobody thought about scrolling. So I thought it was also silly that nobody thought to slice bread, and I wonder how long it took to slice bread. And I looked that up.
Oh my god.
Like, that's how much faith I had in this movie at the beginning. I was like, I look at the history of bread.
Yeah.
So, bread was invented in 10,000 BC.
Wow, alright.
Allegedly.
When did they invent slicing it?
Well, bagged bread was invented around the Industrial Revolution, so around the 1900s.
Yeah, and that's when they needed to start slicing it.
Yeah.
Because then you didn't have the outer
the guy
crusty.
who invented sliced bread invented it in 1912, but then he lost the machine in a fire, and it took him until 1928 to build a machine that both combo sliced and bagged it.
Oh.
Dude, yeah, he was on fire.
So what did they do before they sliced it? It's just a
You
mound
just
of bread?
bought a loaf of bread, and then you
just
cut
made
it
it,
yourself.
Oh,
Actually, I was
so
in
Which is honestly, like, if you ever had, like, real fresh bread, it's way better. Like,
Yeah,
we've been
dude.
tricked into eating sliced bread. They're like, no, buy sliced bread. Look, it's the biggest thing since anything. Literally, this is it.
No, well, actually, because in medieval Europe, they used to give you a 6-inch by 4-inch piece of bread that was a plate because it was so hard.
What?
And it was considered an absorbent plate because it would soak in, and then
edible
afterwards
plate.
it would be, like, edible, so you could either eat it or give it to the poor or your dogs.
just eat your soup off this plate until it gets soggy.
Yeah. It wasn't apparently until the 15th century that they decided to replace it with wood.
So you hear that? Bread bowls were invented before sliced bread.
Yeah. Also, apparently up until the 19th century, European bread was adulterated with things like chalk and sawdust and plaster and clay and aluminum carbonate.
Oh, why would they take that out?
I know, that's the part of the bread.
You need that fiber.
Oh, man. Anyway. So
Genius bakers.
awful film.
Welcome to the Bread Podcast.
If you want to hear more about bread.
Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, a man unscrolls the scroll. He runs in, tells the Pope, the prophecy is being fulfilled. And
I can see the rock's eyebrow in the sky.
The girl is being born. She will be the child of Satan. And some cardinal's like, kill her! And the Pope is like, no, he can't kill people and be good. That's not how it works. That's crazy. And he's like, yo, Thomas, go protect her.
Yeah.
So he goes. We go to New York City 6 hours later, so we're still in 1979.
Mm-hmm.
A woman gives birth, and a nurse steals her and takes her into the basement and performs a satanic ritual on the baby, and then gives it back.
Yeah, okay, but here's the thing. Like, it's not like they knew that date was happening ahead of time. It's like, oh, the priest happened to see the thing in the sky. And was like, oh no, the scroll. Whereas the Satanist knew beforehand. They were like, today's the day. Oh, that's the woman right there.
Or was it just that? No, because they did know. See, I was going to say, maybe it was just every day, stealing babies, making them eat restaurants. Every day.
Or was it just like, oh shit, the thing was in the sky. Oh, today's the day. I'm bringing your snake.
I guess. Although
They were just always prepared.
Italy and America are on the opposite sides of the world, so we wouldn't be able to see the same lining.
Well, they could have called somebody.
No, yeah, that's...
Someone could have got a phone call.
Yeah, but
It was like, call New York City and snatch a baby. Because we see the moon in the sky.
yeah, I don't understand.
No, the Bible said New York City. It made no sense back then. Now it's all like...
The hell is New York? Do they mean York? No.
No, there's a new one.
That's like in Doctor Who. He was like, "Oh, I just saved you from World War. You know, you're fighting World War One. Oh, wait for World War Two." And he's like, "What do you mean two?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Spoilers."
Hey, goodbye forever.
Yeah, so it's like the same thing. Oh,
Yeah.
They're in New York. Wait a minute, what's happening? Oh, York! We gotta move.
Tell everyone to leave York.
What happened to Old York? Well, a prophecy came about and it just abandoned the city.
Yeah.
Everyone was filled with fear.
Someone said there was going to be a New York, so we all just went there.
That's how prophecies get started.
Yeah.
All right, so we go 20 years later into the future. So much time is being wasted. And actually, I just want to point out in the last scene, I doubt you guys noticed it. Did you notice that the rattlesnake cutting, that wasn't the first take? Because his hands had blood.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Blood, like, every scene, he had more and less blood on his hand. Like, in one, his hands were just stained. In one, it was like, they must have stabbed it, said cut, and then go, all right, new steak.
Yeah.
Because he had blood on the outside of his hand.
Oh,
like on
wow.
his knuckles.
Yeah.
Where there shouldn't, I was just like, oh, man, this...
Please rinse it.
Yeah.
This time, a lot more blood.
Yeah. This time, start with the blood.
So yeah, 20 years later, it's Tuesday, December 29th, 1999. The last few days in the first century, Y2K is gonna happen. I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah. No, it's
No,
not.
it's not. Like, you know what Y2K was, right? It was people too lazy to update their computer from the 80s.
Yeah, it was...
It was just like, hey, how does NORAD run? On floppy disks.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they might just
God.
launch into the sky.
Yeah.
We don't know. Or it might not. Or the numbers might just turn over and everything will be fine.
Oh, don't think the year zero and try to time travel us.
No.
I don't know.
Don't you know that in binary, there's ones and zeros? If there's a 2, they'll all just blow up. All of them.
Wait, but are there 9s?
Oh, man. All right, so we're in the streets of New York City. There's a bunch of pressure in the sewers. They blow up.
As they do.
Yes, they do. New York City, because the infrastructure's awful. We go to a restaurant. An invisible shadow makes its way through the streets, goes into a restaurant where a guy who's eating with friends goes to the bathroom and then gets possessed by the devil. And then he comes out and he just, like, gropes the shit out of the lady.
You're like, wow.
That was the first huge turn of the movie where I didn't know what I was watching anymore.
You see nipple.
He pulls the
Makes
titty
out
out.
with her, and then leaves. Then he leaves, he adjusts his coat, and the building blows up. And I go, is that gonna be this whole film?
Yeah.
Just stuff blowing up.
Well, he's like Gambit. Gambit, like, touches things and makes him he has to
That's
kiss
what they
it.
kept going back to the woman. I thought he implanted a bomb in her mouth or something. I didn't know what that was about.
Well, he's the devil.
He's just... I thought he was the Predator with the way he came out of the sewer.
I don't understand why it chose that guy.
He liked his coat.
Yeah, it never explained why
Yeah, but
he
it
had
didn't,
to-
like, it got out of the sewer and then was like, I'm gonna go this way and then this way. It didn't see the guy.
Oh,
and
I have a
follow him.
list of things it didn't explain. It just said it and then moved on.
Wait, all those things are just things from the Bible.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with this movie.
Either that he picked that guy, because at the end... He
just leaves him.
Just like, alright, I'm just gonna leave his body. at the end.
Nonchalantly.
Unless, like, the devil has, like, a money radar, and he's just like, oh, this is the richest guy around. Because then he hires the protection.
A money radar. A satanic money radar.
Because money is the root of all evil.
Oh.
So Satan can detect the evil that radiates from rich people.
I shouldn't have even challenged it. Whoops.
Alright, well... Anyway, the building's blown up. And we go to the next day. So now we've wasted 20 years and a day already in this film. We go to Jericho's apartment. Finally, 15 minutes in, we meet the main character. He's gonna commit suicide. Well, that was a good film all last.
Yeah.
His friend Bobby shows up for work, gives him his coffee. He puts the coffee in a blender along with Pepto-Bismol and day-old beer and half a banana and yesterday's
Chinese food.
Yeah.
Eats off the floor, and while that's happening...
Off the floor.
Bobby goes through what we're gonna do with the job. We gotta protect some Wall Street scumbag. Dude.
I feel like every character very specifically explains who they are in the first 5 minutes of meeting them, and then just does something else for the rest of the movie. Like Schwarzenegger's just Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
The other girl's an anxiety wreck. She's fine. She's just a woman. She just never brings it up.
She's like, I see all these crazy things. No, I see him. Too. Oh, alright, then I'm cured. That's it.
So this scene is where it starts, where they just go cut,
my God.
and it's never like you're close up. It's one angle, another angle, this angle, that angle, what Dutch angle? Why? It's just you never know what's going on. Dizzy. I was actually dizzy. So we go to the job. Jericho's got a convoy, and they get to the client of the place, and we see some cockeyed black albino and like some garbage. We move away from that immediately.
That was Crazy Eyes from Orange is the New Black.
Orange, is that?
100%. You ever seen Orange is the New Black?
No.
Oh, okay.
They just white-faced her?
Yeah, they call her Crazy Eyes. She has crooked, cross-eyed or whatever, and she has her cornrows or whatever in the same exact way, except she's black and her hair is black.
Alright.
I don't know how... I don't know. I don't know if they white-faced her. I don't know.
Be another pre-human being.
No, they black-faced her. Because Orange is the New Black came out in like 2015 or something.
Oh, so you're saying instead of for the two shots of
the albino was the original.
That's her normally, and for their entire series,
blackface
polished her.
Because it was majority black.
That makes perfect.
Yeah, it makes sense. They would dress her up for the whole series. So. Jericho sees a homeless sniper on the roof and saves his client from being shot, but gets shot himself. But he's wearing a vest. Yay! Go after him!
Yeah.
Why? They literally never explain.
What do you mean? You gotta get him. He shot at us.
No.
You gotta.
He's not the police.
No, but I used to be.
He likes to know why he got shot.
Yeah, he just wants, hey, why are you shooting at us? Oh, it was an accident? Alright.
Where do you live? I'll drop you off.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he doesn't jump up. He jumps in a helicopter and goes to the roof and jumps down on a line and, like, swings on a line to grab the guy. Just as the guy...
Hook me up! And then hooks him up to, like, his belt buckle or something. He doesn't put on a harness. He just hooks up to...
Never take the harness off.
And then he just tells the helicopter pilot to get low.
Yeah.
Doesn't tell him anything else, just get low.
Jumps out and then chases him. And I was hysterical. Because the guy's running and Arnold's literally just I'm gonna get
he jumps down. I'm like, oh, he's gonna jump on the roof and get him. But no, he stops halfway and hangs. And he just looks up. He's like, what are you waiting for? Now go! I'm like, this is the best way to do it, of course.
Yeah.
Shooter goes to jump up the building. Arnold catches him.
Which the other guy calls, like, halfway down the building. He's like, oh, he's gonna jump! Yeah. Like, as he's halfway.
Well, because there's an entire building. The helicopter's going in one direction, and so is he. Like, just turn left, you'll be fine.
Just go around in circles.
That game all day till the helicopter runs out of fuel. So, yeah, he goes, saves him, but then the shooter pulls out another gun. Arnold lets go of the safety line. They fall, fight over the gun. Then Arnold grabs the safety line. The shooter crashes through a glass awning, through boxes, glass falls on him, and he gets up and runs away.
It was a newspaper stand. He landed safely on newspapers.
My first thought was, oh, maybe he was going to survive jumping up. Maybe he totally knew what he was doing. So they run into the subways, and the shooter's like, I have 100. What do you have? The British said 1,000 years has ended.
Yeah.
And you don't know what you've done, and then points the gun at Jericho, but he shoots him, and the guy's, well, I don't think he's dead, but he shoots him and he falls, and steals the evidence, and later the police show up, and they're like, were you drinking? Why? Because the guy doesn't have a tongue, how did he say those things?
Oh!
I mean, yeah, I am drinking, but that's not what happened.
Yeah. And taking pills.
Yeah, also, yeah, guy's a mess. So, Jericho stole evidence, so he finds where the shooter, like the local bar, and finds out where he lives, and they go there, and there's strange symbols and blood all over the apartment. I don't know what you want to call it, dwelling.
It was underground, I'm pretty sure.
Like, it was
under the bridge.
It was like the gluttony scene from Seven. Like, it was just dirty.
Yeah.
It was gross. They find religious iconography again. I don't even have to mention that. That's everywhere in this whole film. Every scene has religious iconography.
Everywhere.
They find the guy's tongue in a jar. They also find a cat in the fridge.
How?
I don't know.
Which was one of my favorite parts, because he's like, oh, good, I'm hungry. And he opens the refrigerator, and the cat's there. Meow! And he's like, oh, it's alright. I knew that was going to happen. Yeah. And I'm like, you knew there was going to be a cat in the fridge. I knew he was going to scare you.
He read the script.
So it's also a comedy, right?
Yeah. Breaking fourth walls.
It's also got to be a comedy.
I knew it was going to happen.
Genres. So, yeah, also in the fridge they find a picture of a woman, And it's like, who's that woman? I don't know. Cut to that woman putting flowers on her parents' grave, and it's very sad. Cut back to Jericho and the dungeon.
So confusing.
Okay. Police bust in. Oh, it's you, it's me, it's okay.
It's us.
Oh, alright.
Everyone's okay.
Alright, bye.
Everything's fine.
You remember those innocent pre-9/11 days where there were just other guys besides cops running around the city with guns?
Yeah.
And if the cops ran into you, they were like, oh, yeah, nah, you're alright.
I was like, how did no one think that anyone was dirty in that situation? Everyone's just, oh, okay, we're all doing good
sure
here.
every generation thinks this, but we were lied to.
Oh.
100% about what we would be able to do with our lives. Definitely lied to. So, we go to a train. We're in a subway. Christine is on a train taking a subway. And the black albino shows up and he stares like inches away from her. He's like, he's coming for you, Christine. He's gonna fuck you. And I was like, well, even if this had nothing, that's weird no matter what film going on. Yeah, I don't care what film this is.
That's weird for the devil.
That's weird for New York City. Like, and she touches him and he shatters.
Yeah.
And she screams repeatedly.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed this, there was a cop on the subway.
Yes.
And he literally looked at her, looked at everyone else, was like, what the fuck is wrong with her? Like, he was just like looking around, didn't care.
But that didn't happen until she jumped up on the seat, because she was screaming, then jumped up on the seat, continued screaming, and they were like, what? She's moving. What's that about?
The cop's like, I'm on my way to clock out.
My next stop is home. It's not happening right now.
No one's bleeding. Everything's fine.
Nobody's complaining, right? No? All right,
pretty
cool,
quiet.
Cool.
It reminds me of those fucking shitty-ass cops that hid in the subway, the fucking, like, the pilot's booth, while that guy had to fight the knife guy. Dude, that was like last year or this year. Some guy with a knife attacked some people in a subway, and there were cops, like, in, like, the driver's booth. You know how they lock the driver's booth? They were in there. They were like...
protecting themselves, or...?
We don't want to get stabbed. That's safe for us.
Yeah. No, we gotta protect the driver, make sure it's not a hijacking.
And it wasn't even like, well, he could stab us. He was already stabbing a dude.
Wow.
And some other citizen was like, yo, I'm not gonna die knowing I just stood here scared.
Yeah.
And he attacked him, and like beat the shit out of him, and took the knife away.
He bit the shit out of him.
And then the cop was like, hey, buddy, we got this.
One cop.
There was two of them.
There was two cops.
Yeah. Dude, it was offensive.
Well, you know what it is. They saw it happening. They just said rock, paper, scissors. So you'd go. They tied. So they just went. All right, we'll both go and wait.
Again, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Scissors.
All right.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Paper.
The 3 for 3. That's it. You know the rule.
That's it.
The guy apprehends. Oh, we were just coming out to help.
Yeah.
Odds and evens. One's So we go back to Jericho's apartment. I don't know if you guys noticed this. We see a bus ad for America Online.
Oh my god.
Not AOL. America Online.
Fuck you, spell it
out. Jericho suddenly remembers that thing that the priest said a scene ago. And he goes to look it up in his Bible, but then he sees the wind-up ballerina box and cries.
Did anyone else think it was hilarious watching Arnold cry?
I thought it was hilarious thinking that maybe, hopefully, there's one chance that Arnold couldn't be the dancer he wanted to. And it broke his heart.
I wanted to see the world.
Going to dance in Moscow. The Kremlin wouldn't let me. They killed my boyfriend. Also, he's gay. I don't know. I'm taking a lot of liberties with this character.
They kill his boyfriend, so he just gives up and goes marries a woman.
Marries a woman, yeah. He's not very committed yet.
Yeah, forget it. I tried this gay thing, and
he's like bi. He's basically bi. So, after all night of looking at his dead kid stuff, because it's just strewn across the bed like it's a bunny and stuff like that.
That's what he does for fun.
Yeah.
Friday night, time to get the box out.
To feel something. Even if it's negative, I still feel.
Yeah. Some people throw money in the bed and roll around all night.
No.
Him, his dead kid's toys.
Dead kid's toy, one bullet in the chamber, lots of alcohol.
Dead kid toy angels.
my god.
So, after all night of making dead kids, he finally reads the Bible, and he kind of like just Jeff Goldblum's clues together, like 1,000 years from the Bible. The Bible has Jesus.
Yeah, what was
Jesus
that?
is the-
Oh, 1,000 years. I remember that from that one time I read the entire Bible. What?
If Jesus wears a hat, and hats are made by the priest, and priests are from pierogi, then
Wouldn't you think he would, like, piece together the football score instead of the one line that he remembers from the Bible? That it's from 20, because the guy's like, oh, football score, 27. What could that mean?
what?
You don't remember that?
No.
Yes, in the guy's apartment. He's like, oh, look at all this strange stuff written on the wall. And he's like, the end of days is coming, blah, 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 blah. 27. And the guy's like, oh, it ends with a football score? That's real cool.
I do not
And
remember
that's it.
that.
And it's in the book. It's, chapter 20, verse 7.
I don't remember that, though. I think that's just supposed to be a joke about someone who doesn't get religion the way, but that's still
But that would have been a better piece together than I remember that one line.
whatever. Dude, yeah.
Than
I
27
didn't
being a
get
football
any of
score.
those, like, 27. And what does that have to do? 27. It's
A Bible verse.
you're a Bible verse.
Everything is religious in the guy's fucking apartment. He's like,
I know.
football!
Well, alright, whatever. So, we go to Christine's home. She calls her doctor about the visions, but it turns out that the doctor is actually the snake doctor from 79.
At this point, I'm confused if that guy actually is a doctor now, or if he's just playing two different
I
doctors
don't
now.
know. I just can't call him anything other than Snake Doctor from 79. And his sidekick, Nurse Kidnap. So we go to a church, and Jericho asks the priest about Thomas Aquinas. I want to ask about Thomas Aquinas.
Thomas Aquinas.
And the priest immediately snaps, there are things out there that you don't know about, things you couldn't dream about. And I'm like, dude, I asked you one question. And the priest is like, have faith, get out of here.
That's a hard sell on religion. he gave up about the whole, let me tell you about the Lord. There are things that you cannot comprehend.
He immediately went to street preacher mode. And the heavens will shake, and the black man will go back to Africa, because the Lord took us from a... Well, sorry, listen to the street preachers than you.
He's the first street preacher who, like, some cardinal discovered on this guy is a natural. Boom, promoted him.
He took the It's Always Sunny approach.
Yeah.
Just said, any priest off this street can bless whatever we need.
Boom.
Doesn't matter how drunk he is.
He's got the collar.
If he's got the collar. Oh, I love that. I forgot to mention that. After Thomas Aquinas, when he shoots, and when they're in the subway and he shoots him, and Jericho, like, looks on him for clues, he, like, removes his scarf and he sees the priest collar. He tugs on it, like, to make sure it's
That's what I thought too. Like, is this a real, like, collar?
Tugs on it like it's gonna fall off like a toupee. Oh, I died when I saw that. Oh, I just remember that. Okay, so, yeah, back at the church, Thomas Aquinas, have faith, get out of here. And the priest
Yeah.
in the basement.
Yeah, he goes, did he mention anything about the woman to you? He goes, no, what woman? Don't worry about it. Don't ask questions. There's no woman. I was like, oh, way to go, priest. Drop the ball. Wow.
Suspicious priest in history. So, Jericho's like, no, and he follows him into the basement, and down there's like a network
Immediately, he closes the door and waits like 2.5 seconds and opens the door after him. He's like, no, I'm going after him. He won't notice me.
There's a network of priests down there looking up, like, rituals and, I don't know, a whole bunch of stuff. Whatever priests look at, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Google.
Definitely not child porn.
No. No.
In the basement of a church where no one's allowed?
Systematically, all of them
Like
together?
A group, like a closed network? Nah.
All the desks have nice large fronts so you can't see.
Alright, anyway. So, there's a woman on a bed. Oh, it's getting worse. She's suffering from her third stigmata this week. You think they'd make an ointment for that at this point.
Yeah.
They make Jericho leave. They're like, get out of here. And he's like, alright.
Again! Doesn't question anything.
He's just like,
What's going on with that woman tied to the bed, bleeding and all like that? You're not doing anything.
you
Don't,
can't
yeah, you
understand
can't
anything.
understand. Oh, I'm sorry. Then
Well,
walks out.
I'm not a cop, so.
I'm not my responsibility.
That's not my jurisdiction. That's the one.
They're not shooting at me, so I don't care.
Yeah, that's all I got. Self-defense is my only...
But nobody's complaining about this. All right, yeah.
Yeah. So we go to the devil, and he, I think, uses symbols to fast travel around the city. Because they keep showing him in one location, then they pan to a symbol, and then they pan to a different location of the city, and there he is, and they pan to a symbol.
I thought it was like a montage, like he's following the symbols.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a breadcrumb trail, I thought, that they
Yeah.
left for him whenever he came.
Okay.
So he knew where to go.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't understand the rules of the devil at all.
I thought he could, like, see it all, except he can't see into churches, so...
I mean, he can see anything, but not all at once.
Not what it needs to see.
Yeah. And it's really, you can just see, like, what's around it.
Yeah.
But you can see everything
It's
around
like
it.
Santa Claus. He knows when you're sleeping and when you're awake, but only like those 2 months around Christmas time. Nobody ever mentions Santa in March.
He doesn't
Nobody
cross
gives a shit
jurisdictions.
He knows if you're sleeping. He knows if you're sleeping. He knows you're awake. That's it. He doesn't know anything else about you. Mary Smith.
Which, I gotta point out, Ernie seems like he's padding his resume, because if he knows you're sleeping, well, he's gonna know if you're awake.
Yeah, it's the only time you're not.
Santa's got no
Rewriting
fucking skills going on.
Wait a minute. You only have one power.
Same thing. Well, he knows if you've been bad or good. Well, if he knows I've been good,
Yeah.
and I'm not someone he knows, clearly he's padding his resume if this guy doesn't get the job.
He can tell if it's hot or if it's
Or
cold.
I mean, Santa is a guy who can tell if he's wearing a hat or if he's not. He's amazing. Does he have something in his hand? He can tell. He can tell if he's got something in his hand. Santa, oh boy.
He can also tell you if he doesn't.
Oh, the powers of the Almighty. The Almighty Santa?
Yeah, the Almighty.
All right.
The Almighty Santa.
So anyway, the devil, he's going around the city. He goes to the snake doctor's house. Excuse me, snake doctor from 79. He goes to his house.
Snake Doctor 79.
It's definitely a porno.
Oh man.
Definitely a porno. Snake doctor 79. Nurse kidnap. Help, we have to find more babes. Okay, doctor, but first fuck me. So anyway, Satan arrives at Snake Doctor's house, and he's like, "Where's the girl?" And like, "It's safe, don't worry, it's fine." And Snake Doctor's daughter's like, "Who is it?" And the devil's like, "Ooh, women," and fucks them, and then fucks them into each other,
Dude, it was.
and then fucks that being into Christine, and then Christine wakes up from a dream. So I don't know if any of this is real. We're somewhere like 41 minutes into the film, and I genuinely have no idea what part of this film is a dream and what isn't.
Yeah.
Like, I 100% have no clue what part of the story they're telling me is part of the story.
I couldn't figure it out either. It was so, I was like, ugh, this is fucked up. And then it ended with a dream, and I was like, oh, so he didn't do that
Did he
stuff.
ever have a wife and kid? I don't know. Is there any...
Well, they don't mention it ever again.
Are her dreams not dreams, but actual projections of him? Every time the devil has sex, it just projects to her head.
She did call it a vision once.
Yeah, like
so he could be projecting it.
I don't understand.
I don't know.
Like, can he only have sex when she's asleep? Because otherwise it would be weird. It's weird.
She'd be daydreaming all of a sudden.
Yeah, like you can't. Like, oh, I was awake, and then all of a sudden I thought I was fucking someone. So whatever, yeah, she wakes up from a dream, screams, and the stepmother's like, it's okay. And then we go back to the devil, and I was like, oh, so I don't know, because now he's in a different area, and I have no idea what's going on now.
Oh, so that was just a dream.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Also, it's daytime, too, so, like, I don't... And he goes into a hospital, I guess, or at least the hospital area of a prison, I'm not sure. But he goes into an area that's locked, he gets the cop to let him in, it's Thomas Aquinas, he tortures him, and leaves him crucified to the ceiling. Later, this is a totally unnecessary scene. A skater.
There was another part in that scene that confused me, because when he first showed up to Thomas Aquinas, he said, yeah, you know who I am. I've been haunting your dreams for 1,000 years. So has Thomas Aquinas been alive for 1,000 years?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude.
Nothing's explained.
There's so many scenes in this movie where that had information in it that you had to read. That had information that you had to absorb. That had information in it that you needed to know for the next 6 scenes. And it's gone. It's already gone.
Yep.
All the answers are in the Bible. Yeah.
You didn't read it?
Did you bring your companion Bible?
Yeah.
That was
to
the
movie?
prequel.
So, yeah, again, this is the completely unnecessary scene, which is later, Satan's walking down the street, and a skater bumps into him.
My favorite part of the whole movie.
He sees the skater's shirt that says Satan rules, and the skater's like, wash it, man. He's like, cool shirt. And he's like, fuck you, bro, or whatever he says, and he skates away. And then Satan's like, hey, kid. And the kid turns around, because he, like, from devil powers,
Yeah.
he gets hit by a bus.
Hail Hydra.
Like, okay, you killed the kid, good job. You're Satan.
I did like that when the kid got hit by a bus, he just went, "Wah!" Just flew.
It flew. It was great. He was like, oh, nice shirt, though.
Dude, like, I don't know if it's just, like, where we are, but all the special effects in this movie.
Yeah, they're pretty. It was
All of it.
It was that time where people were using CGI, and it was just way too early.
They're like, just slap it on anything.
Yeah, well,
They'll be amazed.
It's technology. It's the future. We gotta use it. We should have just, I don't know.
We messed up.
Yeah,
We messed up big time.
we should just really blew stuff up.
And then Satan goes into his secret abandoned movie theater basement lair. And that's it. We jump away from him. We go back to the hospital, and the police show up to question Thomas Aquinas.
Thomas Aquinas.
And they see his body. The doctor, like, just some random doctor, is like, oh, look at all these scars on his body. That's Latin.
Yeah.
I just know Latin.
And I was like, first off, I was like, okay, you just showed us his body. They all say Hail Satan. It says Hail Satan over and over and over again. I see it with my own eyes.
Yeah, I
That's
saw that.
not Latin.
I'd be like, so you did this, doctor?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
He
right?
would have been my first suspect.
Yeah.
Okay, how many employees do you have in the hospital? Oh, 4,000.
Uh.
How many of them are fluent in Latin? One.
Why?
Okay.
Whoa.
Boom, bam. Get a net. I don't care what you catch it. It's obviously him.
My favorite was the cop, who was like, maybe the guy did it to himself and hung himself up there.
Oh yeah, that was where I was 100% with Jericho King. I was like, yeah, how did they get the last scalpel? Like, how are you a cop, bro?
No, that's just a cop, man. Like, oh man, who do you think killed this guy? I think he just did it himself. We don't need to do nothing here.
So you think he got into his own car, ran himself over,
Uh-huh.
and then drove his car into a lake
Yep.
in Mississippi, a different state?
Yeah, that sounds right.
I guess close.
Yeah, right.
My wife's angry enough. Case closed. So, yeah, blah, blah, blah. How'd he do it? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I'm reading the carvings on his body. The dead body wakes up, and the cop from earlier shoots him dead. Oh.
Yeah.
And then Jericho again, Jeff Goldblum some clues together, because the reading the carvings, he was like, oh, it says,
Something in
Christ
English.
in New York, something like that.
Oh.
Christ in New York.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's like, I don't know what he said. Look up something. It couldn't be Christ in New York. It makes no sense. It's like, Christine New York. Christ ein Jorkenstein. Christine York. Look up that name. I don't know anything.
Oh, there's only one in the whole city.
Christine York. We
Yep.
found her. Yeah. How many people in New York? 3 million? Nah. Just one name. So, we go to her apartment. She goes to take a shower. We get to see her boobs. I felt so old at this moment where I was like, why is there so much sex and violence in this movie? Like, it doesn't have anything to do with the plot. It doesn't make any sense.
I
It's-
watched the movie twice, and both times that scene I went, whoa! Because it was just so unexpected. I was like, what the hell, woman? Jeez!
do with anything.
Keep your clothes on.
Yeah. And she goes to take a shower, and she sees a dead body in her tub, and I go, oh, great, another vision. And then men bust in to try to kidnap her, and I go, oh, great, another vision?
I was so confused at this point. She was in some room, her exercise room.
workout
I don't know
room.
what it was.
Yeah.
Someone came in and said someone wants to see
The
you.
Butler. Yeah.
They left, and she went into her bathroom where someone was already dead
Yeah.
that the men killed who were waiting behind closed doors
Like outside,
and then
like,
bursted
closed
in.
Windows or
Yeah.
something.
And they were waiting and then bursted in. I don't
yeah.
understand what was
The
happening.
whole- that's what I thought it was, because
It didn't make sense.
So
None
I
of
thought
it
it was a
did.
dream. I thought it was a vision.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was a vision.
And it wasn't until later, because they bust in and like she hides, but they find her. And I think Jericho comes in, because Because the killers have to perform the longest last rite ceremony in the history of talking.
Well, yeah.
It's his first one. He wanted to do it correctly and right. He wanted to be memorable.
He must have been nervous and like had to go track back and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I messed that part up. I should really do it again and do it right.
Oh, he was like, go watch the door! And as soon as he left, took out his phone, propped it up, and put it on record to make sure he can get it right. Yeah. Always wanted to remember this.
That reminds me, you remember that shit with a guy, like, so there was some lady getting attacked, and he went to stop the attack, but first he put his phone down so you could, like, film himself. I was like, oh my god, you're the attacker, you attack him. Yeah. Forget the attacker, he goes free, you go to jail now. You know how bad his life had to be to attack somebody? And you're the villain?
Yeah. Fucking record.
It was awful. So
it was his highlight reel.
This world is just shit.
I'm just checking my form.
So takes a shower. Men attack her. Right. Jericho and Bobby, who happen to be walking outside, we're gonna go question her. Hear all the commotion. They go in. They shoot people up, and they save her. This is what I was talking about. Later on, the police show up and they pull the dead body out of the tub, and I go, "Oh, that's real! Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's a real body!
All happened.
That poor guy, he's dead." And Jericho questions Christine, and then he steals the book and leaves. Outside, of the house, and then also in a van outside of the house, and then also inside the house is where this next 3 scenes take place.
Back and forth, ping pongs.
Cut. Yeah. Bobby and Jericho wait in a van, watch, and read the book that he stole. The stepmom refuses. She gets a call. She's like, "No, I'm not bringing the girl to the devil because they're outside and they're going to see me." The snake doctor is like, "I couldn't do it." And he's like, "Okay," punches him through his head. And he's like, "Well, I'll go to her then." All right then. I'm pretty sure that was the only scene.
That's not how he sounds.
But he did in that scene. Bobby mentions, he's like, "Hey, isn't it weird that we're kind of freelance mercenaries and we're doing this for free? Like, where's the Lance part of the freelance?" Like,
wait, we're not still getting paid by that bank guy?
Yeah. It's the only part of the whole movie where I go, "Thank you!"
Why we still do it?
Finally, this makes sense. He's like, "I just, curious, I got bills to pay and shit. Like, don't you have to buy alcohol and stuff? How's this gonna work?"
They're making fun of their own plot.
Yeah, like...
Why? It's still not even... That was your point to explain why he was doing that. And he's just like, "It's time to go!"
Yeah, so I figured it out in the book. Goodbye. He leaves. I go, I can't believe this is the halfway point of the film.
Yeah.
And I know nothing.
Nothing that's going on.
Oh, it gets worse. You know what else happens? Now I get to watch the devil use his urine magic and piss down the road up the street underneath 2 cars and blow them up.
He pisses oil. Isn't that the devil? Isn't that what happens?
Yeah, that's his thing.
He pisses oil.
That was his power. I read the back of his playing
Was
card.
he cum spoiled milk?
It was in the scrolls.
When I saw that, when he pissed and he blew the thing, my first thought was, alright, so where did he pee in the restaurant? Because he blew up when it ended.
Oh, yeah.
When that scene ended, he left the restaurant.
He peed all over as he was hanging out with her. He peed all over.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
That's how he was staring at the guy. He was intimidating him. That's what he did. He just started pissing. He's like, "Oh, what do I do now?"
His territory. Somebody went to light a cigarette. The lady, because she was done having mock sex.
Oh.
She was like, "Whoosh."
Kablow.
That's why we vape now. We couldn't get the gasoline out of everywhere, so we just had to switch to vape. Gasoline is everywhere.
Well,
especially New York City.
We just polluted the planet so much now that all the water and air just lights on fire.
Yeah.
So now we can't smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, exactly. It's like how money always has 1% cocaine on it.
Yeah.
Well, air is 10% gas. That's how it works.
No turning back.
No. So Jericho also, while stuff blows up, Jericho's it's intercut with Jericho being like, "The cult that attacked you, they're the good guys. I don't know how, but somehow they are." And I'm having a vision. No, but it's not a vision because I see it too. Oh my god.
There's bodies in the apple.
Yeah,
another thing why can he see things all of a sudden?
See, that's
never explained.
Okay, so here's the thing. She can see visions, right? Doctor, I'm seeing visions. Oh, it's okay, it's normal. I'm a secret devil cult guy. Tee-hee, it's normal.
Okay, it's just dreams.
Okay,
it's
so
just dreams.
it's just
but
dreams,
the
except-
subway
Except
scene,
it's not
because
she's
no one
having
else saw it.
visions.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. The subway scene.
No one else saw it.
Was the entire subway car Satanists? Like,
Oh?
which, that's mass conspiracy. Like, that's mass conspiracy.
They were, like, everywhere in her life, which I also thought about that because she was learning Italian in her house, so I'm like, okay, I guess she was homeschooled. They were trying to really keep her under wraps. But then I thought about that one scene where she was going. Like, I feel like they wouldn't let her, they wouldn't let her leave, so I feel like they would keep an entire train of people. I don't know.
I think the albino is just a hallucination.
Yeah?
And the only reason Jericho can see it, like, I think the movie logic is he's supposed to be, like, blessed, or, like, holy, or, like, a chosen one, or something. I don't know.
Only for the second half of the film?
Yeah, that's it. Only the second half.
Because the guy without a tongue was speaking to him, so
Yeah.
why was he speaking to him?
Like, he can hear that guy through magic.
But something got left on the editing floor, and it shouldn't have.
Like, once you get exposed to magic the first time, then you can see all magic.
Oh, it's like rat bites. Once a rat bites you, then rats will always want to bite you, like you're drawn to you.
Is that how that works?
That's what
I thought that was bees.
I heard that if a rat bites you, like, the bacteria gets in your body, and then it, like, attracts other rats.
And you just gotta
And they
run
just go,
everywhere.
like, blood rage, want to, like, bite you all the
Like,
time?
it's just more like, if it was you, like, if you've been bit by a rat, and then me and you were in a room, the rat would try to bite you before it would bite me.
Huh.
Which, saying that out loud makes no fucking sense.
No, none.
Which is why I said it during this film, the perfect time. A film that makes no goddamn sense.
If you and I were trapped in a room with a rat, it'd bite you first. Because you've been bitten before. It knows.
Like, all I'm saying that if a frog had pockets,
Mm-hmm.
it would stab the snake before it ate him.
What? Pop.
So, inside, stepmom, nurse, Jericho, kid, I don't even know what I'm saying now. Okay, so yeah, everything blows up. And inside the house, everything just blows inside. Because they're literally right outside the apartment, or house, whatever you want to call it. It's New York City, everything's an apartment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Devil's pea gasoline blows up best friend and the cop.
And so Jericho's like, let's go, we've got to leave. And the stepmom's like, no, I gave you everything. I love you. Didn't I give you all?
And then beats the shit out of Jericho.
yeah.
But like, I guess she has devil powers?
Right then, I was like, oh, she's a demon then. Okay.
Yeah.
Because
I don't understand.
tosses him.
Who's a demon? What's real? What? Like,
She's got claws.
Here's my thing. Did she have demon powers, or was she just a really, really strong lady?
She was maybe.
She was a big lady.
She was maybe an inch or two taller than Danny DeVito. And she didn't push him down, tossed him through the air onto the floor.
Danny DeVito?
Yeah, she's maybe an inch or two taller than him. She's not a very tall woman.
She had claws. She swipes at him, and then there's claw marks in the wall.
When did Danny DeVito show up?
No.
I'm just saying in comparison.
Oh, I thought you said that there was like she had a scene with him.
No!
I was like, what are you talking about?
Just to give everyone a frame of reference of her height
I think she's
and
taller than
stature.
that.
You don't know
No,
the
she was
scene-
down there.
They had the scene, the crossover scene. Oh, they didn't have that in your cut? The crossover scene where he picks up and he calls his brother from Twins, Danny DeVito?
Like, how's it going, brother?
Yeah.
Things have changed. My teeth, they are no longer floating. That's the only scene I remember. So, Devil walks in just as Jericho and Christine leave, and he's like, you had one job to do, and kills, nurse kidnap. She's dead.
I just love when, I don't know if it's when the devil kills her or at one point when Arnold whoops her ass and Christine goes, no! And this is like, yo, this woman just whooped his ass and tossed you across the room.
That was the last thing, because I don't know how, she's kicking the shit out of Arnold the whole thing, and then Arnold just goes, ah! And whoa! Shoves her face through a glass table.
Yeah.
And that's when she yells no. Getting up very slowly like Michael Myers. She rises up.
So they run away to a park. Oh wait, no. I think I went too far. Yeah, no, they go to a back alley first. And the police show up. The detective lady and
Amanda
her
Waller.
sidekick. Yeah, Amanda Waller and her sidekick show up. They're like, let the girl go. And he's like, oh, please don't shoot me. The gun's up my sleeves from earlier in the film.
Have you ever seen Die Hard?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And they die, and they run away, and then later on the devil shows up and brings those two back to life. Or at least
just Amanda Waller.
Yeah, brings her
He
back
didn't
to life
need
for some
the-
reason.
He's
Child
like, I don't need help.
Yeah, that was the same cop from earlier. He was a Satanist because he showed up and he was like, "Remember who you serve. I can smell the young boys that you seduce."
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah.
Oh,
He was
I
like,
missed that.
Oh,
I
I
missed
saw
the part
everything
when
in the
you
movie.
seduce the
Yeah.
young boys.
He was
Yeah.
like, the young boys that you seduce leave their scent on you.
Oh.
Remember who you
Oh.
serve. And he leaves like, "Oh, okay, come in. I'm sorry. You're obviously the devil because I'm
So he
obviously a
wasn't
Satanist."
even like corrupted mentally.
No, he was
or-
a Satanist
No,
who
yeah.
also did something with little boys.
Like,
At
like,
least he
here's my
seduced
soul,
them.
I get to fuck kids. Basically, is what's happening.
Well, he's a Satanist, so obviously he does bad things. That's their.
Well,
That's what they're trying to portray.
That's
That's what they're trying to portray.
The religion, yeah, because they're technically devil worshippers.
Yeah, I know.
The
But
religion of the whole. I won't allow you to besmirch the good name of Satan.
I know how badly you want to defend Satanism. And
God damn it! It's people trying to live that life with their kids. Goddamn Christians making up rumors, ruining bake sales. All right, so they run to the park, Jericho and Christine, and Jericho's like, "This is all your fault," and Christine's like, "I know it is. I just don't know how." Oh, you poor woman.
Yeah.
And she's like, "That man, it was just a dream where he comes and he has sex with me, and I'm afraid that if he gets too close, that I'm gonna want him too." And I was like, "This is rapey
Yeah, this
shit.
is
it's
really,
really
Yeah,
weird.
it's
This movie.
really creepy as shit." And he's like, we got to go. There's police. Let's run. And they run to a church, and the original church, and they tell the priest about what's happening. And he's like, "Oh, this Polish woman went into a trance 2 weeks ago, and she started speaking a dead language, and now she's talking about the end of days." And also, you guys know this, right? That in dreams, sometimes numbers are upside down and backwards.
yeah.
So that the number of the beast, 666, is actually 999.
Yeah.
Of course.
Which is why in 1999 it is the year that the devil's going to come back, because you could add a number onto any side of the number of the beast.
Well, because he tried the first time, now he's coming back again.
Oh, he tried in 666.
He said
That was
he's
wrong.
coming
No,
back.
he tried in 999.
Oh, so, like, who knows what happened in 666? Like, that could have been the real year.
No, it happened. He
Oh,
tried in 999.
dreams it's reversed. He can only try every 1,000 years.
Only
Yeah.
in dreams, though.
What?
He's Freddy Krueger.
Only in dreams he comes to Earth, but he can only have sex in your dreams. But he's still walking Earth. For that week? How long was he there for?
It's
For
like
a week?
4 days.
It's like 40, I don't know what. And then that's the worst part is he doesn't know anything. He's got to, like, look around for shit.
He
like
tried to get her
3
day
days.
one. He tried to just kidnap her, hook her down, and just stand there for 4 days and just wait. Because he can only do it within the 1 hour.
Yeah.
So he wanted to get her and just stand there and just wait.
Man, that's a lot of pressure.
That,
Like, what if he gets to that hour and, like...
everyone's chanting the whole time.
Yeah, I don't
The
know.
anticipation's high.
It's tough to perform with everyone watching.
Dude,
like,
sometimes I jerk off, and I know a video's gonna end, and I'm like, oh boy! Starting to go a little limp. Like, I gotta think of another video
Yeah.
for this video.
Oh, God.
I said too much. So, there's symbols and alignments and, like, a whole bunch of other weird shit that we just talked about that doesn't make any sense. And, again, what are the rules? What are the rules? When you've just turned Satan, and you can't turn Baton. He can't because he has to have a wife. He can't just, like, see, I was thinking about that, like, why can't he just, like, if he could possess anybody,
Yeah.
just possess Christine and then masturbate and then adopt a kid. Same thing.
Fuck yourself.
No, that doesn't...
Yeah, it does.
No.
Fuck yourself.
No? Well, like gays. You can't have gays. Can't be like no gay marriage.
Well, it has to be the spawn of Satan.
Wow.
That does it.
Oh, you fucking racist. Fucking pureblood over here. That's bullshit.
Racist. Always oppressing us demons.
You gotta bring it down. You talk about, I'm Puerto Rican. Oh yeah, how much? What percentage? Tell me your bloodline. God damn, you know what? I'm not anything anymore. Don't talk to me. Actual interaction I had once. Yeah, it was fun. It was great. Why am I not part of the community? You tell me, community. So, the devil shows up to... Oh, wait.
No. This is at the church. This is when they explain, or at least try to explain the movie.
Oh, I thought we were going to go through that. Yeah. So...
Where I'm confused, though, what the point of the movie is.
The devil has a mark, and the mark is also on Christine, and it turns out that she was chosen as the devil's bride, and they have to consummate within the hour before midnight, simply because that's also when celestial alignment happens.
So, his sole purpose is to come onto Earth, rape the girl, because she's gonna carry his baby, but once he has sex with her, all of existence will cease to be.
I don't...
well...
Because he wants to rule the Earth.
That's more of a metaphorical, like, existence as we know it, because then he'll rule the Earth, and
so
our existence...
He can only rule the Earth once he has a baby.
Correct.
Why?
Well, he's a father now. You gotta respect him. I don't like that man.
I don't get any of this. No, but also during that hour when he finally has sex with her, then he can finally open up the gate to hell.
Oh yeah, also
that as well.
Oh yeah.
Because he was banished there.
And then she'll have his kid, and then he can destroy everything and
because
rule
when
the
he
Earth.
impregnates her, that creates a connection between Earth and Hell through
DNA,
obviously.
And the abomination is like a bomb.
Yeah, well,
abomination,
no.
And it blows up. Existence is done.
Yeah, that all checks out.
That would have been better than what they said, because they didn't say anything.
Yeah, all that stuff happens. I don't understand what's happening in the film anymore. I don't know.
You gotta stop the devil from getting her pregnant.
Yeah.
But you can't kill her, because that's the easy way, and God always said, if you can do it easy, then you're...
Sleazy.
And that's all...
God love rock. You know the little God quote.
Yeah.
That's like Ezekiel 9:27. If you can do it easy, you can do it sleazy.
Is that really the message he was trying? He was just going for the rhyme thing.
I think it came like almost 2 lines after Jesus was like, "Don't wrap it. Don't wrap your dick, dude." Jesus would not wrap it up. It was a big, like, anti-abstinence, like, rant he was doing. I don't know. So, we're gonna go to Jericho's apartment because the devil shows up there for some reason.
Yeah.
He wants the girl. He's gonna give Jericho his family back, his wife and his daughter. Look, you can have them. And he's like, I won't tell you, I'll never tell you. He's like, well, I can take them away again. And, like, has them murdered. And he's like, no! And he's like, just give me what I want. And he's like, no! And the devil pushes him out a window.
And he's like, no!
And he's like, you don't want to die, do you? He's like, oh, okay, I don't want to die. Give me a hand, please. And he's like, all right, come on up here. And he's like, psych! And pulls him out the window.
Long live the king! You fucking Lion Kingdom!
Exactly.
You tricked me!
Throws him out the window, lands in the car. He goes inside, wraps his hands, and then there's a knock on the door. And he's like, oh my God, looks outside. The devil is gone. It must be the devil knocking at my door.
Yeah, which he broke in without breaking any doors or windows, which he said to him.
Yeah.
But then he's like, no, it's the devil knocking.
Yeah.
Opens the door. It's Bobby. He's like, Bobby. No.
You died.
It's the devil. You took his body. I will shoot you to prove it. Bang.
The Bobby body.
And he's like, oh my God, why'd you shoot me? That stings. Come on! And in the next scene, she's just like lightly dabbing it with a towel.
Yeah. It was all, you're bleeding. Yeah, because you shot me. Well, I had to know you were real. Well, I am. Okay, I was just checking. God! Yeah. Like, he was so offended. It's just a scratch. Jeez.
Dude, I mean, in this world, it is. Like, a dude jumped off a building and lived. He's fine. Like, so... Oh, right, yeah, and then he's just like, yeah, okay, meet me here later, Bobby, with the girl, and all that. Like, well, we have a plan. Meet me here later.
My secret hideout.
Okay.
But Arnold gives the biggest tell in that scene. He's like, how can I help? Just tell me what to do. And he looks at him like, I don't know if I can trust you, but I think I'm going to, so I'll tell you all the information.
Dude, I thought it was crazy, because the devil is doing all his devil tricks, and none of that shit's real.
Mm.
But Jericho pulls out his real gun and shoots it at the fake intruders.
Unloads his clip.
Unloads it.
He shoots like 13 rounds.
Never hear anything about the police showing up.
No one shows up.
Or we don't hear screams.
That's why when his friends showed up, I'm like, okay, finally, here's the cops reacting to all the gunfire. No, it's just his best friend who he shoots and still no one complains about. So even if that wasn't real during that dream, he's still fired.
1999 New York City was a messed up place. Oh boy.
No, nobody's complaining about those gunshots. No, I didn't hear anybody.
I guess I'll pop on a few myself.
Still quiet.
Well, I missed him.
So we go back to the church where Christine is, and that cult shows up from earlier, and they try to murder Christine, and then Jericho shows up right before the blade gets plunged into her heart and shoots the blade. And I thought it was so silly because he shoots the blade, it breaks, and the priest is like,
"Oh, I can still stab her."
Stab her with the 2 inches I have left, and he shoots him in the hand. He's like, "I could do this all day," and I was like, "I kind of hope they do."
Yeah.
Then the devil shows up and kills everyone as Jericho and Christine escape. In a back alley. The flashlight, what?
One guy tries to fight.
Well,
he tries to,
he tries to get God to do something about it by shoving a cross in his face.
Well, he tries to, exorcist fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Christ compels you.
The devil just stabs him with the crucifix in the head.
But even the cult guys who are gonna murder Christine are just like, well, I guess I'll just stand here and get killed.
Yeah, they weren't even defending themselves against the actual devil.
Yeah.
So, in the back alley, because they run away, they go towards... There's so many back alleys.
It's New York City!
It's all back alleys and subways. Yeah,
Exactly.
New York City. So, the flashlight gang shows up.
Oh, they're in every movie.
The fucking back alley flashlight gang.
The old flashlight gang.
Yeah.
In the hoods
Come to beat you down with baseball bats and pitchforks. I'm almost positive one of the guys was wearing a top hat. It was like the gangs of New York, mob.
Later they did have the torches.
Yeah!
They definitely had torches. I remember torches.
Dude.
just a mob marching through the city. No, nobody's complaining about this, right?
Mob rights! It
was Y2K. They thought everything was going to go out. They wanted flame for torches to emit light.
In case the power goes out.
Yeah.
Also.
Surprise for Satanists.
Yeah.
They didn't see it coming. That was one of my favorites. Earlier, they were like, "Yes, it's okay, Lord. All our plans are undetected and unwarranted. Everything's going to plan." And then later, the radio's like, "Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff going down that might be Satanists. So a lot of cops are on the lookout for that." I'm like, well, obviously everyone knows what's going on. Yeah. The radio is just talking about it nonchalantly. The Satanist groups are like...
That's like when the Nazis showed up with the tiki torch and they were like, they're probably okay. I go, they got torches! What scenario do people show up with torches in a mob and they're the good guys? Ever.
Never.
When the gang gets decided and needs to go start a bonfire.
Exactly.
Real bad.
You could argue the Frankenstein mob. Maybe they were the good guys.
They were protecting, the little girl got killed.
Yeah. Maybe they were the good guys. It's arguable.
The monster did throw her in a river.
That's, so, when is a good time for people to group together with pitchforks?
And
torches?
Why they march with the...
When a monster shows up in 1920.
But he has to kill a little girl first.
That's right.
Yeah.
After the death.
The only time pitchforks and torches are okay in mob war. I'm glad this movie settled that. Since we did one thing, it was settled that.
Now the age-old debate has been settled.
Yeah. When can you form a tiki torch mob? When you're not. Oh wait, what are we? I forgot what we came to. Anyway.
Yeah.
So, Bobby shows up in a car. "Oh, good, he's here to save us. Get in the car, Christine. Get in the car. Why'd you lock the door? Now he's driving away. Ah!
You saw it coming."
And then Jericho gets the shit kicked out of him by the mob.
Oh, he sure.
Oh, yeah, but out of nowhere, fight scene.
Yeah.
One by one.
They just kick him in a circle.
Redeem himself from grandma kicking the shit out of him.
And then...
I mean, only a little bit.
Which, she had to have been a demon then.
No.
She beat the shit out of him, and then all of a sudden he's handling a whole mob of people, no problem.
Yeah, they were one at a time, and
they were evil, beating him down, and he still was getting up trying to fight back.
And weapons and shit, and she was just like, "I'm just gonna toss a piano at you."
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, but that's another thing too. Yeah. She had no problem moving
that piano. She was a demon. She had claws. She left claw marks.
I mean, the piano had wheels.
And the room was sloped downward.
Yeah, if you put a marble there, you know.
She actually just moved the little stop there, and it just slid on its own. She just guided it.
She was leaning on it. She was just catching her balance going with it. So...
Thought she was going to need that life alert.
Yeah, well, don't we all? From time to time.
Yeah.
Metaphorically speaking. So the devil shows up and crucifies Jericho. Of course he does.
Yeah.
Because the devil's Roman.
Which I thought would have been another great time for them to explain something with Jericho, if he had like special meaning or bloodline, because he killed everybody and he was like, no, I'm not going to kill you. So I would have been like, he can't kill you, but he was just trying to cover it up. But no, he just left you.
No,
and
he
to
wants
come back.
to. Oh, you caused me such trouble. I'm gonna make sure you stay alive to see how terrible.
Yeah, I thought he was just tricking him because he's the devil. He didn't want to seem weak. But no, I guess not. He was just being sadistic.
I don't know. I mean, there's a heavy Christ allegory because they crucify him, and like a day and a half later, the priest from the church shows up and he finds him. So it's like he takes him down.
A day and a half later, it happened outside the church.
And then he slept for a day.
I've been out here 2 days. Really, nobody even opened the door and looked.
Yeah, I didn't even want to
look
leave.
outside.
We're safer in here.
Still living off of that shake from that one morning of Pepto-Bismol and
Yeah.
Chinese food.
I guess he knows what he's doing. I mean, if it works. So yeah, here we are, Friday, December 31st, 1999. Last day of the first century, whatever. Every day starts, there's like radio DJ hosts going, oh my god, new things, and what's going on? Like you said before, this Satan is attacking, you know? Like, it's just, they give you like the between-the-scenes information that nobody cares or listens to.
This is the background for the movie.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, changing of a scene. Can you believe it? I hardly can myself. This is the end of my life. 6:48, I presume PM. They never say PM.
They don't specify.
No, but it's gotta be. Jericho wakes up, and they're like, how long was I out? And they're like, a day and a half or whatever. I have to go. And they're like, we don't have the girl. And he's like,
Did you guys have a plan? No, we were just waiting for you to wake up. We figured, well, you got it.
we hoped that we'd nurse you back to health, and then once you woke up in a rage, you'd kill us all, and we wouldn't have to deal with campaigns. So Jericho goes to his, I presume this is his security agency headquarters place.
Yeah.
Like, they never really specify, but it's gotta be. And he loads up an arsenal, and his, like, boss or colleague or whatever he is like, where have you been? You know, the cops are looking for you? Well, see ya.
Doesn't he just follow him the whole first time, just watching him, not saying a word, and then says all that? You know, the cops are after you. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Right,
Yeah.
well.
Oh, you getting weapons? All right, well, you do you.
You be safe.
What? Nobody's complaining about this? All right.
And later on, he follows a detective lady. Oh, the one detective lady, CC Pounder.
Oh,
Or CCH Pounder.
Amanda Waller.
Amanda Waller.
Yeah. He follows her into the movie theater, underground, abandoned basement hideout place. And in there he finds a satanic cult meeting, and they're chanting, and
Humo Gwegwe Fahi Sao.
whatever they're saying.
Nom Shiva. Nom Shiva.
This is the same thing where we're like, it's rapey.
Yeah.
But it's also not, because the devil's like, come on, you want this.
Devil's putting on, like, smooth
He's
jazz.
seducing her, and
He's like, but he's not, like, if you only had a specific window to do this thing in, like, I'm not gonna tell you, let's go get that dick up, but, like, what are you doing? Like, trying to tell her,
it was like foreplay. He was.
He's
People
like,
were chanting him on. It was a weird scenario.
It was so weird to me. Like,
What if she gave in and fucked him before 11 o'clock?
like, would that matter? Like, at all?
Well,
Or-
wasn't it? He had to impregnate her between 11 and 12.
Yeah, it was that 1 hour window.
Well, yeah, like, what if he found her way beforehand, like November?
Yeah.
And they fucked, and she was pregnant. Like, and the time came and she was already pregnant. Would they have to cause a miscarriage in another pregnancy?
I don't think you can do
there's
that.
time in between. You gotta plan that shit out. Like, it's not...
You gotta plan your miscarriage.
Look, I'm just saying, when you're performing satanic rituals, you gotta break a few eggs to
Yeah.
something.
To end the world.
Something offensive. Yeah. I just have down here it has to be the rule of if on the 11th hour before the changing of the 1000th year the devil may find a wife and make a child, the world shall end. No shotgun weddings, no rape babies.
No.
Yeah.
But clearly,
They don't get married.
no.
Yeah.
But
He's
he
just
needs to
trying
find
to
a
fuck her.
but he
Yeah.
needs to find a wife to rape.
See, that's the thing too, because it has to be because that's marriage right there. Do you?
well-
no. Well, then there's no marriage.
I don't know. If it goes by like the old biblical rules, it's like, oh, you had sex with her. Well, man and wife.
I don't. It could just go by Beetlejuice rules, where he puts his hand over her mouth and imitates her voice.
Mmm.
I like Beetlejuice. Yeah, the rules are just so like. There we go. Good enough.
Man, so much of these stories don't even add up or make sense.
That happened. It's almost like a collection of people who've never talked to each other before just wrote them down and then sent it to each other through letters. And then those people retranslated them over and over again and took out parts they wanted and didn't like, and added in their own parts that they liked, and then retranslated those scripts, and then sent them around to more people who translated those scripts, and then,
And so on.
and other stuff. And of course, all those were based on stories told to people thousands of years before they learned how to write.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone will be able to agree on one version.
Yeah, of course.
Wait, are we still talking about the script of this movie? Or?
Alright, so, come on, right there. In the culty place, the detective sees Jericho, goes to shoot him, but Jericho shoots her first.
Well, she sees him and doesn't say anything. She's like, let me just try to sneak up on him
Yeah.
for some reason. I don't know why she wanted to sneak up on him instead
Come
of
on,
like,
guy who can stop us! There he is! Get us!
there's 30 of us! Let's all get him! No, I'll sneak up on him.
Statistically, he can't stop us all!
Well, she didn't want to ruin the vibe, maybe.
I mean, it worked earlier when you guys just all beat him up.
There was less of us then. Alright, anyway. He shoots up 2 guards, takes Christine, holds her hostage. The devil's like, don't do this, come on, I'm bringing in Bobby. Bobby shows up, he's like, I made a deal because I was on fire. And he's like, don't do this, Bobby. And he's like, alright, I won't. And the devil's like, okay, I'm setting you back on fire.
Deal's off.
And we watch a man burn to death.
That's great. That was great. I was really hoping that would happen too. So he said no, and I was like, well, if the deal's off, then he should burn then. And that's exactly what I was like, yes! And then I was like, oh, I'm cheering this on. Whoops.
The best part is, I was like, no, he like shoots everyone. And like, Bobby's just like, running around in the background. Like, really? You're not just gonna like put your friend down out of some,
I was expecting to take his coat off or something and like try to hug him.
Then they leave, and then, like, Bobby's like, and like falls on the floor.
Yeah, you still could have saved him. It wasn't your dad. It was, okay, you're going back to burning to death, which you can...
Starting with the arm, so it caught up slowly.
Just spit on him. Something.
They should have cut it where they leave, and like, in the middle of the climax, it cuts back, and he's still...
Jesus Christ.
He won't die.
He definitely must have peed on him. So, they run away. The flashlight gang corner them. They throw a hole in the wall and jump on a subway. A special 3-car subway. I don't know where that was.
It's one of the little practice
It's
ones.
one of those ones from 1990. The infrastructure was terrible. Oh, no, wait.
Uh-oh.
So, they hop in the car, and they just start to drive away, but the devil hops on. Oh, no, he's in front of the thing, and he gets hit, but latches on and crawls around the outside and punches holes inside the train.
He appeared in front of the train because he can just appear anywhere.
Yeah.
But he couldn't appear in the train.
No, not anywhere. Only when it's comedically relevant.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, dude, the dream powers, the comedic relevancy, I think it's just Freddy Krueger. I don't think it's the devil. I think it's Freddy Krueger. So, he's crawling around, right? He's crawling around. He punches the hole through the driver. I mean, whatever at this point. But he punches a hole through the driver and grabs the driver's heart.
I thought that was his heart.
And the driver going, ah! And then he pulls the driver out the window while the driver's still going, ah!
It was such like a Friday the 13th moment.
God,
like,
it was
so bad.
It was. I'm still like that Freddy Krueger bullshit.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, at the end where he sucks the lady through the door window.
Yeah, that's what it kind of
Front
reminded me
door,
of too,
like
yeah.
The peephole window. It's like, it's like the same shit. So, what does he do? He detaches the train cars and makes the, 15-foot jump between the cars, and Jericho gets to safety with Christine on the other car, and then the devil shows up, and he's like, ah! And, makes the 25-foot jump between the cars, because they drifted apart, but Jericho shoots the old rocket launcher and blows him up, and the train crashes.
Well, first it flies into him, and he, flies way back, contradicting all matters of gravity and motion.
I know. He should have just stopped and fell, and then run over, and then blown up behind them.
Or blown up under.
Probably under.
Yeah.
Jericho and Christine get out of the train and run away. Yay.
Couldn't they have fixed that problem by just reversing it, like he's on the back of the train?
When they were trying to detach the train, that's what I thought they were trying to do.
Yeah, right? Like, we'll leave him behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is, they do that, it'll be comedically relevant for them to turn around and he'll be in front of them again.
Yeah, that's okay. Hold the yipes sign. So, they run away, and the devil wakes up, and his, half torso of, mutilated garbage is like, I am forever! And he goes back to, invisible shadow mode.
That scene bothered me. Just a small scene of when they were running up the stairs, because I don't know if anyone noticed it. I noticed it. That scene was 2 seconds long, and they repeated it, 5 times. It was so they were just running up the same stairs over and over again, with, the same, Flintstones backdrop,
Which is funny that you mentioned the Flintstones backdrop, because when Jericho jumps for the train, he just barely makes it, and his feet dangle, and they drag, and it looks like he was trying to Flintstones.
Yeah, he was trying to run backwards.
So, where are we? Alright, now we're at 11:51. You can nut in 9 minutes.
Yeah.
The flashlight gang cornered them in the church, oh no!
8 minutes of foreplay.
Yeah, 8 minutes of foreplay, 1 minute of nut. A solid minute.
Yeah.
Jericho makes Christine hide, and he notices all the religious iconography inside the church.
What a great play. Hide.
Just hide. Hide! And
Which, for this whole scene, that church was filled with people, and he told them to hide. Yeah. They locked the doors behind them, so they're somewhere. This whole time. Who knows where? Hopefully not in the basement.
Presumably fine.
Which, why she didn't go with them, I don't know. But she found a better spot, I guess.
Well. So, he looks at all the iconography and decides, you can't find the devil with a gun. There's no way you could beat the devil with a rocket launcher, like I just did.
Yeah.
He asks for strength, and the church begins to rumble, and statues breaks, and fires set, and windows shatter, and the pews explode domino style, the old classic. We love that. Everybody loves that. And the devil explodes out of the ground, and he's gone Super Saiyan, and he actually looks a lot like Goldar from the new Power Rangers movie.
Oh, really?
I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen the toy. He looks a lot like the toy.
Oh.
A little bit of that, a little bit of, the devil from Spawn.
That's what I thought.
That's what I thought it looked like.
That really bad CGI demon.
Okay,
Someone's trying to, invade from Tron. It just looks bad. It's just this is an obvious computer. It doesn't look real at all.
Stringy skin, like Imhotep from The Mummy, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. It looked bad.
It didn't look good. It didn't age well. It probably didn't look good then either.
Yeah, no.
And he flies around, or he knocks Jericho's back, and then he enters Jericho's body. And he just kind of throws him around, knocks him around, and then we go outside.
Still 4 minutes to... 4 minutes to nut.
Oh, 11:57. You can nut in 3 minutes. 11:57. You can nut in 3 minutes. Jericho calls out for Christine, saying, "We won!" But it turns out it's the devil! And he brings her up to the altar, and he goes to make out with her, but they see the statue of Jesus and the statue of Michael, and Jericho starts to fight it. "No, run away, Christine!" And he turns around and he throws himself on the real steel sword in the hand of the marble statue. I'm not sure why it was there.
The second I saw that, I was like, no, that doesn't belong. He's gonna battle him with it. He's gonna use it, something. Cause
the devil's gonna be the statue. Something's gonna happen.
Marble statue with marble things.
Like,
marble statue with
what
marble
if he
things.
just resisted for a couple more minutes?
Dude, that was because he throws himself on the sword and, like, it seems like the devil dies and falls out of his body and then gets sucked down to hell. But like you said, I think he could have just waited
what happened
would have went over and he would have went back to hell.
Exactly, because when he put himself on the sword, then they counted down 3, 2, 1, 0, and then that happened.
So he literally all he had to do was just dive to the side.
He didn't have to dive. He could have just kept running away from her. just get away from her. And
or she could have, and he could have stayed there.
Yeah.
He just had to wait 10 seconds.
It was like 5 seconds.
Yeah. Which is another reason that this movie's like, I don't know what's going on. Like, why did he kill himself? Like, I know he's suicidal.
Well, I was gonna say that too, yeah.
But how is that the best idea? That, like...
This is my excuse!
Yeah, exactly.
The only thing I can pull together out of my ass was...
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be big and clunky.
When the devil was trying to make him a deal, they gave him a little bit of backstory that he testified against a group of people that said that they would.
What?
Yes.
Holy shit!
Yes,
dude. The word "testify" just blew me away.
Yeah, he said he testified against a group of people or someone that said they would kill him and his family if he did it, and he did it anyway because it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And then they went and murdered his family because of that.
Okay.
So now he was saving a girl's life because he made the connection because they both had the same fucking little dress thingy or whatever, the ballerina gimmick. So he's like, oh, I made sure I was finally there for the girl who was in trouble. Dude. So I avenged her death.
I'm not sold.
No.
And I get to kill myself. So I get everything I want because now I'm going to be with them.
That's batshit. That's totally insane.
It's the only thing I can come up with.
That makes no sense. No sense at all.
I'm with it.
So
I support
he
it.
throws himself in the statue. Maybe it killed the devil.
No.
Maybe it was midnight that sent the devil back to hell.
Actually, I think what happens now that it's literally the time runs out and the devil. I don't think it was stabbing.
It had nothing to do with.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Like he dies and then he's like, oh, I guess I didn't have to kill myself.
Yeah. Whatever. But whatever. He sees his family again, and then so does Christine. So again, I don't know what part of this film is. I don't know.
And he touches them, and they shatter into pieces.
Yeah, because they're black albinos, and black albinos are made of glass. That's why you don't see them anymore.
Oh my God.
When's the last time you've seen a black albino? No, they all shatter. They all shatter before they're 40. Yeah, they all sin. And then Jericho's died. He dies. The end. I mean, like, the police show up afterwards. But
No, that's it, though.
Not really, the end.
It doesn't matter. You don't see anything else. Like, it just pans out for a while, and then they had. It was really fucking stupid.
Oh, man.
Dude.
This is one of those movies I remember watching all the time.
Why?
It was like on Stars or something. It was like one of those movies, you know, when you had the movie channels,
Just watch the wall.
But they only played a couple bad movies. So like, well, I'm not gonna watch a regular channel when I could put on Stars.
Yeah, I would watch like Blade 2. I wouldn't watch End of Days.
No, but like what happens is you put on, and it's like, oh, cool, Stars is showing Blade 2, and then you leave it on, and it's like,
oh, okay,
now End of Days, now Blade 2 again, now End of Days again. But I will say, I sat down to watch this movie, and I got to the part in the church, and like, you know, I'm watching, and like,
Wait, sorry, which part of which church?
Okay, the end.
Yeah,
at the end, when
the final battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get to the final battle, and I'm like, alright, here they go, he's got her on the altar, and, you know, I think I had to do something, and I just walked away. I totally...
The climax. Supposed to have you at this moment.
So I came back and the credits were on and I was like, oh, whoops.
I was watching a movie, wasn't I?
So I swear, I go back and it's like the part where she's on the altar again. And I was like, all right. Oh wait, I just saw that, and I just started like doing something on my computer. And I look up and the credits are on. And I was like, oh, hold on.
Oh my God.
I gotta find out how to.
This is so unwatchable.
Yeah.
Damn. Alright, could you make a sequel? I had fucking nothing. My sequels are, I don't know, either A, it's another 1,000 years in the future, so $29.99 in space, or Christine has powers, and she has to figure out how to use them. Like, I had nothing. I couldn't even...
Yeah, my idea was the 1,000 years in the future thing.
Yeah.
So basically what ended up happening was Christine leaves, and, the priests are able to sneak out Arnold's body and freeze it, and then it's just frozen for 1,000 years.
Oh my God.
And he wakes up in the year 2999.
And then Jason X in there.
Yeah, and then, there'll be some space travel. I don't know. You get a job as like a pizza or a package delivery boy or something. And...
Got a best friend as a Cyclops, a robot.
Yeah.
His boss is really his nephew.
It's all there. And then, maybe the robot meets God one day.
Sure. All right, what do you got?
I didn't write a sequel, but
Okay.
I did the most obvious thing. What I thought
A
was
prequel.
to do a remake and
Oh.
have it a porn.
Oh!
Because that's what the whole plot was.
Yeah.
It was a porn.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It really was just him trying to fuck a lady.
That's what the whole point was. And he just, every time you see him, that was my first impression. Every time you see him, I'm like, he's gonna fuck someone again.
Yeah.
Because that's the first thing he does in every scene.
That's
I gotta
true.
fuck someone.
It would just be like the journey of her, like, but this dick is so big.
It's what happens.
Oh my God.
And then,
There's so many gangbang scenes you can have with all the priests and everything. Like,
That's true. We will
Yeah.
help my child.
and at the end, she would learn that the only way to stop the prophecy from coming true was by reversing the prophecy. So she would have to fuck him.
Oh, strap on.
So no. She was just at the end. He was gonna feel if she was wet, and she was, but it was gonna be holy water, and it was gonna burn him, and then she was gonna throw more into his face, and he would bend over, and he would take like a crucifix and perform some sodomy on him,
There you go.
and it'd kill him.
Sure. That's fine by me. It's a porno.
no, what's gotta happen is, like, he's gotta impregnate her by midnight, but she, like, seduces him, and then it ends, like, she tricks him into ending it with the money
he
shot.
pulls it
Oh,
out.
pull out.
And she, oh,
No!
Might have-
No! The same fire. See,
burst into her face.
Well, it's a porno. She's gonna burst into cum.
yeah.
No!
Oh, okay.
The ultimate bukkake.
I want it to end the same way, like, End of Days did, where
It
he
was a
turns-
fire, right?
Where he just
Alright.
lights up.
Alright, fine. That was we have like the budget of like another movie, but it's
Because,
all goes
look,
in the fire.
real, if I was, like, a porn director, every fucking porno would end with some weird because, like, who really...
I think you're missing the point of porn.
No,
Are you watching the very, very end of that porn? Really?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
come on.
like staying after the credits. Nobody gets to the very end, so you just slip some weird shit in to see if anybody's like, so I left it on after I nutted, and then, like, the guy turned into a demon and flew away.
That's like when you just kind of click around on sites and you get to one of those ones where they're like, oh, he's getting a little rough with the girl, and then it gets to the end and he kills her, and you're like, oh, it's one of these shitty, oh, God, one of these fake ass, oh, like it's like deadly sex or something like that. Where, like,
Deadly
it's like a mock where he fucks her and then fake kills her, and she's like, and you're like, it was like before that, it was all right.
You're like, I can see she's breathing. This is bullshit.
Everybody knows when you die, your eyes don't glisten. There should be no light reflecting off of them. What are we at? All right. Hey, why not? Let's do some questions real quick. Can you name... Oh, shoot me. Naked Mac class.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is the segment. All right. Can you name any band you heard during this movie?
Yes.
Throughout this whole movie, like, literally in the middle of the scene, it would just be like...
Do you have like a list of them?
Yeah, I have a list of...
Can I take a guess?
Yeah.
Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, that was...
I heard Fred Durst.
Yeah,
That was during the incest
the
threesome.
incest
Yeah.
murder, yeah.
I don't know.
Get
like,
that dog breath in your mouth or something. I was like, that's Fred Durst. Yeah.
Something, man.
I also had the subtitles on, but it didn't say anyone's name.
No, yeah. You didn't hear any of it.
That's all I got.
I mean, I would
I'll
guess,
tell you what.
Oh!
It's 1999.
I got another one.
Just pick a 1999 rock band.
Oh.
like, Slipknot and, like, I don't know, Rob Zombie, White Zombie. No, it wouldn't be White Zombie.
Rob Zombie, yeah.
Yeah,
Korn?
Rob
There's
Zombie.
no Slipknot. There was Korn.
Korn.
There was also Everlast.
Oh.
Nat King Cole.
They
played his Christmas
he wasn't
song.
listed on the soundtrack.
Oh, okay.
Murder Music, Limp Bizkit, Guns N' Roses, The Prodigy, Rob Zombie,
I think I heard Guns N' Roses.
Eminem, Power
Really?
5000,
Wow.
Stroke, Sonic Youth, and Creed.
Power Man 5000 was during.
That's probably like Friends or something.
Yeah.
I just gotta ask you this. How much time did the devil waste on his church entrance?
Oh, it was like a Mania entrance.
Dude.
What? When he was destroying the church?
In the last certain scene where he only had like 9 minutes to fuck the lady, and he did the elaborate entrance
Yeah.
with the church, and it all shook, and he came up from the ground
To
and all that
shake
shit.
it.
Oh
He does the
yeah,
full-
he turns on the lights, breaks out all the
Hits the
glass,
pyro.
turns the lights back out.
Yeah, how long did he waste doing that instead of fucking the girl and fulfilling the prophecy?
4 minutes and 12 seconds. That's way too long.
Oh.
3 minutes and 12 seconds.
Alright, what do you got?
4 minutes and 12 seconds.
It's 3 minutes and 8 seconds.
Oh, it's so close.
Dude, it was forever.
Yeah, it really
I
was.
sitting there going, the clock! It's the shot clock is right!
He was doing his seduction dance. I don't know. What else is going to do a seduction dance? Yeah.
Alright, so finally, why would you make this? The important thing to remember is that this was a movie made in the 90s that has
Yeah.
running in it.
Yeah.
So it was probably made for Tom Cruise. And it was.
Wow, really?
Really?
But he did Magnolia instead.
Which one was that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I don't know
It's
either.
not Steel Magnolias.
Oh, I don't know what that one is either.
And somehow this movie ended up converting him to Scientology.
Oh, yeah, sure, probably. Also, according to Wikipedia, Marcus Nispel, the original director, left because of budget and script problems and was replaced by Peter Hames.
Who I've never heard of.
You wanted a bigger budget?
Yeah, really. So, he directed things like Stay Tuned and Time Cop.
Fuck yeah, Time
Yeah.
Cop.
Yeah, the Peter Hames, the guy who wrote it. He
Hollow
wrote
Man?
Hollow Man and Air Force One.
Yeah,
exactly.
Get off my plane.
Yeah, it's like one of the not so good Harrison Ford movies, but it's
still pretty good.
okay.
It's still pretty good. It's still alright.
Alright, yeah.
Remember that part where they're like, get him into the pod, and then like he hides and then he stays on the plane.
What about that part where the guy he says a thing and then Harrison Ford's like,
Yeah.
but however, according to IMDb, Marcus Nispel, the first director, quit because of embarrassment when his 64-page manifesto of his on-set demands was leaked to the press.
64 like
Dude,
What does he need?
it 63 of it could have been gibberish, and I still have been like, that's too many pages, bro.
yeah, but honestly, I don't know. Working in the film industry, that's union shit. I'd be like, well, the director told me I gotta read this, so I gotta get paid to read this for the next 6 hours overtime.
I mean, union's union. I'm paid no matter what I'm doing here.
Told me
Yeah,
to
so the director abandoned ship,
64 pages.
and the star abandoned ship. So yeah, that was it. Join us next time when, during the Second American Civil War in 2017, a woman owns a nightclub called the Hammerhead. Things become complicated when her ex-lover, who is married to a fugitive, re-enters her life. Pamela Anderson stars in the 1996 action sci-fi Barbed Wire.
What?
Yeah.
Did you guys used to watch Mad TV
Yeah.
when it was on TV? Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah, so-
Saturday nights yeah. So it used to be on like Saturday nights at 11 or something.
Sure.
Do you remember what came on after?
VIP. Oh yeah, yeah.
It was like the Pamela Anderson
Spy.
they were like security guards or something.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was so bad.
It was, if my memory serves me correctly, it was basically like softcore porn, except they didn't put anything in it. But that was basically
It
the
was
plot.
like softcore.
That was it's like how the lighting was and how all the writing was.
I mean, the quality I think was softcore porn level, but it was like the same way Baywatch is softcore.
It was like, like La Femme Nikita. How
Yeah.
they women like in lingerie and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
just going in between lasers.
Man, before the internet, it was just late night TV was there to jerk off to, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Thanks, Pam Anderson.
Yeah, so join us for that, Barbed Wire. Victor Pro Wrestling, what do you have?
Victory Pro Wrestling. I think it's January 19th.
Yeah, maybe.
Is that a Saturday? I don't know.
I don't know.
What does that
You have
say?
a computer in front of you. Use your calendar.
Oh, okay, hold on. I gotta.
Jeez.
Like looking around for like numbers.
Hold on. I don't know where the calendar app is on this.
What? You don't have it like in the
man.
corner? Like you just hit the...
Jan-
Really? You can't just hit the clock?
Hold on. Here we go. Oh, I actually, in all that time, I could have just gone to Victory Pro
You know
Wrestling.
what? Alright, everyone else go to Victory Pro Wrestling.
Everyone else go to VictoryProWrestling.com because there you'll find out that the show is January 19th, Center East, Long Island, New York. The VPW's King of New York tournament. I'm probably not in it because I'm challenging for the New York State Championship against Fighter Cat.
That's scum.
So I think the first row is already sold out. Second row might still be available. So you should go there, buy some tickets, and follow me at DJ Delta.
Cool. Please go to www.ymp.com for all things live to make this. You can listen to episodes as well as get links to other places where you can listen to episodes like iTunes or Google Play. We also have older, I haven't uploaded in so long, but we have older episodes on YouTube as well as other clips.
That
Yeah.
Ghost Rider, man, it's popular.
They just keep thinking it's they don't even think it's the film. They think it's like a Bollywood movie that's also named Ghost Rider.
Really?
Yeah,
Dude, it's incredible.
it really is. They keep following me too. Like maybe if we follow him, they'll do the real one.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that? So yeah, go there for links and stuff. That's www.ymp.com. Please join us again next time for Barb Wire. And for J Delta and Skylar, I am Jimmy Time. Please remember, without the mistakes of others, we'd be forced to endure the pain of failure ourselves to support the arts.
The preceding recording is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed in this podcast do not necessarily represent the views of Why Would You Make This, its owners, employees, or associates.